Hey you guys, so I'm going to start out this video a little bit different. Madam Glam sent me these gel polishes to review for you guys or just show you guys the colors. So I'm going to be swatching them for you, and I also have a discount code. What I can say about these gel polishes is that they were super pigmented just with like one coat. On the first color I did use 2 coats, but that's just because I wanted to see what it looked like. But with one coat it was literally so pigmented, I don't even think you need 2 coats. And they also sent me a base coat and a top coat, and I will let you guys know how the top coat is. I'm actually running out of my Valentino top coat right now, so I'll probably start using it. So you can see this is a really pretty like pink color, and it's super pigmented. You can see just with that one coat it looks great already, and I just wanted to add one more just to see like how much more pigmented it could get. It didn't really do much of a difference, but it does look nice. And this one's called You're So Vain. And the next color was a glitter color. It wasn't recording whenever I did the little swatch, but it was also so pretty. It has like kind of like little reflective glitters in it. So cute. And then the next one is like a reddish, like maroonish type of color. It's really cute. I would like consider these more like Valentine's Day colors. So here you can see the names on the bottom of them, and the discount code you guys can use for 30% off is Hause30, and it's going to be 30% off for a month, so you guys need to order as soon as you can. Okay, so for this video set, I'm going to be doing another French tip, but I'm going to be doing it with a glitter, and I'm also going to be outlining the French tip with a white gel, just to give it a little bit of something extra. I wanted to try this out, and I actually really liked how it came out, so that's what we did. And I've already done a tutorial over how to do French tip, but I will explain it a little bit again. So whenever you get to the nail, you place your bead down and you go ahead and do it as if you were going to do a 1 bead. Place it into the cuticle, seal the cuticle area, and then you're going to start brushing it down, but make it into an oval shape instead of brushing it down on all sides of the nail. And then you're just going to start forming it with your brush into like an egg shape almost. And you do not want the acrylic to be too runny whenever you're doing this. You don't want it to be runny at all, really. You just want it to be like at a stabilized, like good consistency. And then you really want your apex to be done at this point. So if you feel like it's a little bit too thin, I would suggest adding another bead on top and just making it just as thick as you need for the apex to be there. And honestly, whenever I do this, I kind of make them a little bit on the thicker side, so that whenever I file, I'm not left with a super thin nail. And I'm just going to be repeating this on all of the fingers. Like in most of my videos, I'm just going to be showing you guys one hand. I really think that's all like we need to like get the point across. And you can see here I'm adding another bead because it was too thin. And whenever you add the bead, the second bead, you don't really need to form that one into the egg shape because you already have it. You just kind of need to swipe it down, and you just need to know exactly the right amount to put on there so that it doesn't mess up the French tip like base that you already have, if that makes sense. So after I get done with all of the fingers, I'm going to go back in with a glitter. The nude that I'm using is Valentino's number 11, and the glitter that I'm using is called HBIC, and it's one of my glitters. You guys can get it on my website. You guys can get Valentino on his website. And the gel that I'm going to be using is a Young Nails, their Mission Control. It's the white one. I can't remember the name, but it's the only white one that comes in the Mission Control. So I'm just placing the glitter. I will say, whenever I was doing the French tip with this glitter, since it's not a color, it's a little bit harder to get it to go onto the sides since it is a little bit of a more chunky glitter. So I had to kind of work it into the sides of the nail. And if I had to add a little bit more here and there, I would do that. And you guys are probably wondering if I capped this whenever I did it. I did not cap it exactly. On this hand, whenever I did it, I felt like the glitter and the nude were not meeting exactly how I wanted them to. So I went back on this hand right here and added a little bit of clear where the nude and the glitter meet, and just kind of like put a little bit and like swiped it up and then swiped it down. But whenever I did the other hand, I kind of did it just perfect, so it wasn't necessary for me to do that. And you guys are probably wondering, like, why did you not cap it if you're using a glitter? Some glitters you don't really need to cap them if the like powder to glitter ratio is just right. With some glitters you do need to cap because it can kind of mess up how the glitter looks, but with this one I didn't need to, so I didn't. You know, it's less work and less time that you're wasting. So I just went ahead and did this to all of the nails, and you'll see that if I need to add more glitter on the edges of the nail or the sides, I go ahead and do that. And yeah, I think that's all I really have to say about this part, but I'll be back once I start using the e-file. Okay, so I'm just going underneath the nail and getting any excess of the nail tip that was underneath it or any acrylic. I'm going around the cuticle area. I'm going on the side of the nail here because there was a little acrylic underneath there. I'm just making sure everything is smooth. I mean, my acrylic application isn't too bulky or anything like that. So like I told you guys before, I kind of make these a little bit on the thicker side because I don't want them to be too thin once I do e-file. So once I do e-file, it is about like just right. You can see me going underneath the nail here first and getting all of that acrylic out, and also just thinning out the tip of the nail a little bit because I do make it a little bit on the bulkier side on the tip because I like that whenever I shape, because it just makes the nail look really crisp. So I'm just going to repeat this for all the nails, just going around the cuticle area, making sure everything is smooth, going underneath the nail. I'm going to fill it with my other finger to make sure there's no lumps or bumps. I'm going to go in the middle. I'm going to go side to side, just whatever will make the nail feel super smooth. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with my flame bit, and this is a medium grit, and this is just to make sure that there is no acrylic on the cuticle area so that we don't have any lifting. And then I go in with my sanding band just to go around that cuticle area one more time and make sure everything looks really smooth and seamless and there's no bulk at the back of the nail because I hate that. Okay, and now I'm going in with an 80/80 file, and you guys always ask me where I get these from. I get them from Sam's Nail Supply, but I know that you can get them online on Sam's Nail Supply. But so yeah, then I just go over the nail and I make sure everything is smooth, and I just kind of go like in a motion where I can cover the whole nail at one time. And whenever I go over with the e-file, I also make sure everything is smooth, but this is just like in the motion of me just filing, and it's just like me just taking an extra step just to make sure everything is perfect and smooth. And whenever you are filing the sidewalls, you want to make sure that you're not filing too much by like on the natural nail, like where the acrylic and the natural nail are, because you don't want to file off the acrylic too much to where their natural nail gets exposed, because then that means that the acrylic enhancement is not covering their whole nail, and it can cause lifting, and it can just cause tension on the nail and cause it to pop off, as clients like to say. And I'm just flipping the hand over and making sure that the tip of the nail is straight across, and this helps me just see it better than doing it up and down from the other view. So this is where I'm using Young Nails Mission Control Gel. This was my first, no it wasn't, I'm lying. It wasn't my first time using it, but it was like my second time or third time using it. And I will say that I like it more than any other gel that I've used, because it doesn't move as much as other gels, but it does still move a little bit. But it's very easy to control, and it's very easy to draw with. And the brush that I'm using is from Alpha Brushes. It's the mini striper brush. I think I actually showed in the camera in a second, and I'll have it linked down below. Okay, so I'm just going to do that on all of the nails, and that's basically it for this, you guys. I'm sorry it took me so long to upload another video. I've just been super busy, but I'm going to try to get more videos posted super soon. And thank you for watching, and I'll be back like next week or the next week with a new video.